Welcome to the Kids from the Fourth Floor. I'm B Mad.
And I'm Christina.
This is our podcast, man, with nostalgia lives rent free, with two Brooklyn originals taking you back to the days of mixtapes, cartoons, and block parties. It's just not a throwback, it's a time capsule with heart. So hop back in the DeLorean with us, reminisce with the kids from the fourth floor. What's going on, Chris? The
What's
Dilly.
up? All right, well let's start this off with what we're wearing. Throwback.
What you got, man? Come on, man.
Classic purple rain from
Classic.
83?
No, 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 no. The
84?
best year ever,
84.
1984.
I thought it was
Get it?
84, but
That's right.
84.
That's right.
84.
The movie, the acting wasn't the greatest, but the soundtrack, classic.
Epic.
Prince is one of the greatest. Staple in our household. So,
Iconic.
yeah. Yep.
Purple
Icon,
Rain
man.
still rocks to this day. The sound.
To this day, man. I think everybody has that purple rain shirt in the house. I got
Yeah.
one.
You have one too?
Yes, I do. Damn it. Oh, and
Yeah,
me.
that's classic, man. So many
Yeah,
hits.
man.
Purple
Too many.
Rain,
Oh
um,
man, the beautiful
Crazy,
ones. Yep.
Purple One, Baby, I'm a Star,
Oh man.
uh, The Bird, Jungle Love,
Yeah. Jungle Love.
Doves Cry, When Doves Cry.
Yep. Damn, that
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, that
timeless.
timeless. Yeah, that's a quintessential 80s movie. All right, so what you got on?
Me, I am representing my nerdness. I have a Star Wars Mandalorian shirt on. You know,
Okay,
I love Star Wars. This is not the 80s Star Wars
not the
stuff,
80s.
70s. This
Yeah,
is it has that retro look.
it does.
And it
I thought
also
it was.
see, and it also pays homage to like, the new Mandalorian show. It's on Disney Plus, which is dope. It's probably one of the best iterations of Star Wars that's have come out since since they remade the new movies and stuff like that, I think. But anyway, let's get into it, man.
Mhm.
You
I'm
know,
munching. I'm munching on some mini cheese balls.
is
So,
that the Utz mini cheese
uh,
balls you
yeah, for Halloween. So if you're joining us now, it's 2 days before Halloween when we
Yep.
recorded this episode.
That's right.
All
And
right, so what's the
yeah,
topic for the week here?
topic for the week, man, is something that is near and dear to us. Us fourth floor kids, the ABC kids, you know, Antonio, Brandon, Christina. We had something that was very special, and it kind of it was rare for people to have, especially growing up when we grew up. We had a playroom. So today's episode is called the Playroom. We taking you out to the playroom. We taking you out, giving you the insight of something that we had and beloved. It was our place. It was like our sacred place, man.
Yep,
And it was a special room that just had nothing but toys in it. No beds. It was just a playroom. It was a toy room full of toys.
yep.
Which was unheard of. But you can
And
speak to it.
yeah, we had that room for, I want to say, maybe 9 years
Damn.
until I turned 13 and it became my bedroom.
Yeah, that's right. Oh my God, that's right. Killed
Yeah,
that.
because we used to share a room, the three of
Hmm.
us. We had bunk beds and single bed, and yeah. So so that was, but how it started, when we moved into that apartment, it used to be our cousins, aunts, uncle, it used to be their apartment. And so when it was their apartment, that room was their dining room. So they used it as a dining room back then.
I didn't know
And
that.
yeah,
I
it
did
was
not know that.
it was their dining room, and because they had 5 kids. And so what we used as our living room was somebody's bedroom for them. That was somebody's bedroom. And the room in the back was somebody's bedroom. In the front of our house that became our office, that was somebody's bedroom. So they didn't have an extra bedroom. They didn't have an extra space for the dining room. They used our dining room area for their living room. So they didn't have that. So they used that bedroom as a dining room. So when we moved in, that's how it was set up. It was more like a dining room setup.
Yo,
Yeah.
you
So,
dropping gems on me because I never,
oh, you
I
didn't
knew
know that?
nothing of this. No, I did not. Nope,
Yep.
no
Yep.
clue.
And so when we got it, then, you weren't born yet, but we had me and Tony, we had a lot of toys. And so the way our mother is, she's kind of very OCD. And so
Kind of.
she, back then it was kind of. Now it's very extreme. But no disrespect, Ma. It's just what it is. But so she could not have our toys everywhere. That would drive her insane. Which I kind of picked up some of that. I will say that I never, and me and Eddie were both the same way. Like we never in like really co-signed on our kids' toys everywhere in our house. So, and we didn't have a playroom, but we were like, that's these in your room. Like your toys stay
Yeah.
in your room. So I never had like a whole bunch of toys everywhere for the kids. At one point, when Liv was little, our youngest daughter, she did have like toys everywhere for a while. But then that changed as she got older. But anyway, all that's to say, that room became our playroom because that's where we needed a space to put all the toys in.
Right.
And then our mother felt like then we can also play in there. So we could play in there with the toys. So it was an old room though, like 'cause that whole house, that whole building was old. So the floors were old hardwood floors
Yes.
that were kind of ripped up. They were
Yo, I can speak to that.
Splinter City. Go ahead.
Yep, the amount of splinters I caught in that room, that playroom, just playing around was crazy, man. I can't, I lost count how many times I caught splinters in there, but in my hands, my feet, get it. Yeah. Yeah, I could talk on that. That's neither here nor there, but yeah,
So that was
that was the
one of the
worst of it.
drawbacks. It wasn't like a pristine playroom. It was just
Right.
but it was our room. It was our playroom space. So when me and Tony first got it, we had all of our toys in it. And I loved it because I had a little setup for all my dolls. So in my little corner of that room was where my toys were. And I had like my baby dolls and Barbie dolls. And just like play kitchen and play food and all that stuff. So it was just like, oh, this is so cool. It felt like, you know what it felt like? It felt like if you ever saw anyone that's listening to this or watching this, if you ever saw like in a kindergarten or um pre-K classroom or something where they have like little stations for all the little toys and stuff like that and like kitchen and make believe and all, that's kind of how we had it set up when we first got in that room. So
Right.
I guess that was our mother's vision and I loved it because it was just like, oh my gosh, this is like my little space, just play
Hmm.
with my toys and just how it was just my little dedicated little space. I can't speak to Tony's toys because I didn't really care about his toys back then, but maybe he felt the same way. He was little though. He had to be, I don't know. I was 4, so I don't know. How old was he? Was he 4?
Nah,
No,
nah,
he
he
had
was
to be like
probably, yeah,
1. He had to be like
yeah.
1.
Hmm.
Was he 1? No, I think I was 5. He was probably less than 1 when we moved in there. He probably not quite 1 yet when we moved in there.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was a baby, as far as I
Yeah.
know. Yep.
He was still little. Yeah, he was a baby. So that I still was around 4. Yeah. So yeah, so he was just little, so his toys weren't really relevant.
So wait, so basically the beginning of this playroom, it was essentially your playroom. It was
Yeah.
basically for you, man. You're the only one out of all of us that had that room exclusively really to yourself.
Well, if
I'm
we think
jealous.
about it, really for
I'm
myself from the
jealous.
beginning and then to the end, I guess. Well, to the end of when I lived there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess,
Yeah.
I guess you could say that. But I mean, no, his toys were in there, but he was just too little. I guess. Yeah, I guess he was too little. But then as he grew older, and then you came, then more toys came.
More the
So
merrier.
it grew.
Man.
And the system was whenever you did get a new toy, it was going in that room. And especially after Christmas, you get all those toys. Oh, they definitely going in there.
Oh my gosh.
They were not going to be spread out all over the place. So
Man.
yeah, so that's how it started. And then when I guess we could speak on, when we have visitors
Oh yeah.
come over to the room. And
Listen, listen. I think the biggest feature, and everyone, our cousins, neighbors, whenever we had a party or get together, they knew about the playroom. And it was like a feature, like, oh, they used to run right to the playroom. If they knew where it was, they were going right to that room. You know how kids were back then. Like you come for a function, they wasn't saying hi to everybody. Like you agree, hey, how you doing? Where's the playroom? Where's the toys? And they ran right to that room. That was the hub. That was the central hub, the hangout for all of our friends, cousins. Everyone wanted to play with the toys. That was the spot, and they knew it. It was revered, man. I remember our cousin Ernesto used to come from California, and like we go right to that room, man. Like, and we had so many toys to one point where we started getting older. We had so much toys that our mom, she would try to sneak toys in his luggage to take back to California just to get rid of them. That's how much toys we had. She was trying to give away toys. It was bad, man. But that was a spot for everyone when they came over, man. We used to have it was a party within itself, the playroom. Now you had to be on a VIP list. Like, oh, well, all right, your name on here? You get checked in? What toy you playing with? Like just to get in there. It was dope, man. It was very dope. It was rare to have, especially growing up in Brooklyn in the hood. We had just a room full of toys and everyone knew about it. That was the spot, man.
automatically they were like in awe that this existed in your house, and that was the first place I did. And then, like you said, we talked about this before we started recording. Is our mother would get mad because kids would mess it up. they want to take they want to take all the toys out, and it was like it was literally like a kid in a candy store, and they just was like, oh my god, toys everywhere. Like this. Can I open this? Can I play with this? Can I play with this? They want to play.
Pandemonium.
Yeah. So and then as I got older and you guys were getting old, you were at the prime age of toys. I was getting it almost into the preteen, like 10,
Hmm.
11. I was getting out of the toys, but I would get kind of pissed off that they would be messing up stuff in there too. Like, don't mess with that. Leave that alone.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it was bad, man. But it was ill. Cause I don't tell me if I'm wrong,
Mhm.
and I think I'm not. We didn't have a door for that room
No,
at one point. It was no door.
there was no, you
So
know why? And this is why there was no door on it,
hmm.
because it was their dining room.
Yep. There you go.
They
Got
took
it.
the door off because it served as their dining room. It wasn't a bedroom.
Mm,
So that's why there was no door on it when we
that
got
makes sense. Got you. Wow, I
it.
never knew this, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, yeah, there you go. I just gave you some knowledge. All right, so
See,
let's get
that's
into. Go ahead.
go
What are you
ahead.
gonna say?
No, go ahead. No, I'm saying you could drop in history of the fourth floor that I never knew about. It's crazy,
Yeah.
man.
Yep. So let's talk about the toys now, because that's what this
Yes,
is
yes. The best part. This is what it's about.
all
You gotta set
about.
You gotta set that off.
So toys in the 80s were just the best. I felt like they were probably the best, most creative that I've seen, over time, because toys have different eras and different
Mhm.
it goes with different trends and what's going on at that time, right? And so
Right.
that's the case now. But back then was like the prime time for, the 80s were just like explosion of all kinds of creative toys because of the
Hmm.
movies. A lot of the toys were based off of movies and TV shows and and cartoons and all of those things. And so what was hot at the moment, technology that was coming up, and we're gonna get into all of that. But that was, I think I felt like, because I've been through many decades, but I feel like as a parent, as a child, as a sibling, as an aunt, but now, looking back on it, the 80s had the best toys. They really did. I mean, even before our time, obviously, they weren't as good as the 80s toys. So I really feel like we were very fortunate in the sense how they really, those companies, and I did see the it was a docuseries called The Toys That Made Us.
Yep.
And in that they talk about all of that, what was happening at the time, and we could talk about Big, the movie Big. And so
We here.
FAO Schwartz was a hot toy store back then.
Hmm.
And it was like the toy store in New York City, right?
Yep.
That was like expensive toys, but also very exclusive toys. And so if you can go there, that was just like you're fortunate. That was privilege, right? So, and they still have FAO Schwartz. It's just much smaller now.
Yeah, it's much smaller now. Yep, in the city. Yeah,
Yeah.
same place. Yep.
Right. By the NBC
Rockefeller
building,
Center. Yep. Hmm.
Rockefeller Center. And so NFAO Schwartz is where they had this coveted toy in the 80s called Cabbage Patch Kid. And they had, okay, the Cabbage Patch Kid was the doll of the 80s, like 83, 85, 6 maybe.
Hmm.
Um, and when it came out, everybody lost their mind. Like the parents had to get it because all the kids wanted it. All the girls had to have a Cabbage Patch Kid. And, we're gonna insert a picture. And man, it was like you as a parent, if you ever watched um what's the movie I'm thinking of? We talked about it earlier. The Christmas movie. Jingle All the Way.
Jingle all the way.
So it was like that, like the frenzy. The parents had to get this doll, right? You had to get it. And it was hard to find. It was hard to find, right? So parents, God bless them, had to go and search for these daggone dolls, right? And they had all different, shades of the doll, white, black, So obviously if you're white, you probably want a white doll. If you're black, you want a black doll.
Yeah. Yep.
And and well, I learned this too, and there's some knowledge for people if you live in different neighborhoods. But
Hmm.
right now, I live in suburbs in Maryland, and in my stores that sell toys, the majority of those dolls are not black. But when I go to
Hmm.
the predominantly black neighborhoods, they're black. So I can't find like which is interesting. I thought that was interesting. Yeah,
Product placement.
right. So, um, so reason why I bring that up is because, like I said, I was black. I am black. I wanted a black doll, right? So I wanted a black Cabbage Patch,
Hmm.
but I was just happy if I just got one, right? Because that was the thing. And then the other thing that was going on, I'm gonna bring it back to FAO Schwartz in a minute. But what the other thing that was going on, there were knockoffs. So you could possibly get a fake one, and you did not want a
Oh.
fake one. And yes. And all of us knew it, right? Like the kids knew, like the kids knew it was fake, right?
You, wait, hold
But
on. You gotta tell me off camera who
oh,
this
yeah,
person
it was fake.
was.
Yeah,
There.
off camera. But everybody else had the real ones, right? So when we got together that Christmas, everybody brought their Cabbage Patch dolls with them for the because we had a whole bunch of cousins and there were a lot of girls, and so we all brought our Cabbage Patch. Now I think it was only me and another cousin. They had a white one. I ended up having mine was white and she had red hair, but I loved her. I really did. I loved it. And they smelled like baby powder, and they did
Yeah.
that on purpose.
Yep.
Um, and so that I think that's why it made me fun. I was like, oh my God, I love this thing. Um, but yeah, so yeah, our father had to find this doll, and that's why when he got it, he was like, look, I know you want the black one, but this is all I can find. So
Yeah.
and I say all that to say because, obviously where we lived at, but I'm pretty sure he had to go to King's Plaza Toys R Us in
Hmm.
Brooklyn to get it. I'm
Yeah.
pretty
That was a spot.
That was probably where it was. And so that neighborhood was kind of, I think back then, predominantly probably more white than
Absolutely.
black.
Mill Basin. Yeah. Mill Basin area.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So they probably had more of the white ones than
Yeah.
the black ones, right? So that all that to say that's my, but I did get it, and I was thrilled to have it. I was thrilled. But
Yeah.
that also, so did you want to speak on anything with the Cabbage Patch Kid?
Nah, this is great, man. What you
Okay.
yeah, you keep building.
Yeah, keep going. So
Hmm.
then during that time, the so the dolls they had this Xavier Roberts was the creator of the doll, right? He wasn't the original, like if you watch the toys that made us, I'm not gonna go down that road, but you can look that up and find out where he got the idea from.
Right.
But he created the dolls, I guess working with was it Mattel? Trying to
I
remember
think I think it was Mattel. Yep.
the Mattel that they were
I
under.
think it was.
Um, yeah, so they came in like this little container that had a clear plastic over it, so you could look inside and see the doll. And all of the dolls came with a birth certificate with their name on it. And then you
Hmm.
adopted this doll. You became the parent of the doll, the Cabbage Patch Kid. Um, and it was like a big deal. It was big. It was like they had clothes and they had all these things, right? But so a lot of kids loved them. A lot of girls loved them. But then there were people that made fun of them because they had like this cabbage head and the way
Yep.
the nose and the face was put
Yep.
together, right? But if you watch the toys that made us, you'll find out why it was created like that. And so, but anyway, so that's what happened. So it would get a lot of ridicule from everywhere, right?
Oh yeah. Ah, I
And
remember
so
this.
what ended up happening was, I want to say it was Tops that had the Garbage Pail Kids that came
Yes.
with that era. And so the
Yes.
Garbage Pail Kids were making fun of the Cabbage Patch Kids, and they made them do crazy and disgusting things.
Oh my gosh, man. Listen, getting the trade. We used to have a shoebox full of Garbage Pail Kids trading cards. And I think it might have been Tops. And the unique thing about that too was they were stickers. And if you have multiple of the same card, what you would do is you would take the sticker of that one, keep the one, the duplicate, and we used to put them on. We had them on the walls of the playroom. We had them everywhere. It was stickers in your notebook, your binder. Like those stickers are everywhere. They were the most obscene, disgusting, nastiest things you could think about, man. But we loved it. And that was a big thing. I think everything was like, because it was the pandemonium, the whole big thing of the Cabbage Patch dolls, and then the Garbage Pail Kids coming out. and the cards took off, man. That was a big deal. Like again, we had a shoebox full, and I think that coincided.
They were mostly mine.
They were mostly yours.
Hmm.
Oh my gosh! So you had the shoebox full,
Yeah, it was mostly mine.
and
I had like 300 of them.
oh my god!
Yeah, and I would trade.
I remember having my own.
You probably had your own, but those were mine.
Yeah.
The big one was mine. Um,
God.
yeah, because I used to trade them with kids. Like you were saying, you have duplicates. So I would take them to school, and after a while, they were like, "You can't bring these to school anymore." They banned them, but we bring
I
them
didn't
to
know about
school,
that.
and we would trade
Mm.
cards, and that's how it went. But yeah, that's how I kind of grew to be so much, and it was 25 cents. So anytime I got I got $1, I was buying like 4 packs, right? And what you were trying to do is get the ones you didn't have yet.
Right.
And so it became a thing. Like I actually somewhere, dang, I
You
wish I
what?
had it.
You
I
still
have,
got them?
well, they came out with like a anniversary pack, like maybe 2 years ago.
Yo,
And
that's
I have,
crazy.
yeah, I have an anniversary pack and they had like special versions of the old ones and some new ones in there. Um,
So,
yeah, where the heck is it?
oh man. But listen, I remember when when me and Tony we started getting them. I remember at one point they became so popular they started putting puzzle pieces in it. I'm not mistaken. It's either be a puzzle piece and or a stick of gum. Did they come with a stick of gum?
Yeah, it came with a stick of gum.
Came with a
Yeah,
stick of gum, and then you
and
had the
on the
puzzle
back of
pieces.
it.
You had a puzzle piece, and I remember it was one, and I gotta look it up, and I'll definitely upload the picture. It was one where it was like the Statue of Liberty, but it was like a gross version of the Statue of Liberty. And I remember finally getting all the puzzle pieces to make it. And it was like it basically was a puzzle of a big garbage pail card. And oh man, that era was ill, man. That was ill. That was ill. That was a big deal. But yeah, man, like, then that led into the movie coming out. The Garbage Pail Kids, the movie, which is one of the worst movies of all time, man. But we loved it. We used to ask our father to rent this damn movie like it was no tomorrow. That was like one of our top 5 or 10 movies that we asked to get rented out at the video store. That movie, I looked at it as an adult. What the hell were we thinking as kids, God? It's ranked one of the worst movies of all time.
Oh, it is terrible. It's terrible. They did. It was so bad. It was so bad.
Mm.
It was terrible. There was a lot of movies like that in the 80s, and
Oh yeah.
they just were bad D movies.
Oh, we're gonna get into that too one
That's
day.
a
One of these
whole other
episodes.
episode. Dang, I have those cars somewhere. But yeah, and hope I didn't throw them out.
Oh man, you better not, man.
I
Yo, man. So, of course, going from Garbage Pail Kids, Cabbage Patch Dolls, one of my fondest memories and one of my favorite toys that we had that a lot of people, there's no one I know that had this toy. No one other than us
yeah.
was our Fisher Price movie projector. Now,
Oh, yes.
listen, that joint I think it's exclusive. A lot of people didn't have it. And I think we used to pull it out too for people when they came over in the playroom and they were blown away because it was a wind up movie projector. It was a hot ass light bulb inside that you put, and you had different videos, different clips of like cartoons of the day. I remember it was a Mickey Mouse cartoon with it was like a Mickey Mouse was like Jack and the Beanstalk. And it was like, yeah, he would go up, climb, and find the giant. I know we had that one. We also had it was a Halloween episode of Mickey Mouse with Goofy and Donald Duck. And they were going into a
Ghost,
haunted house. It was a ghost
ghost,
one. And yo, listen, we will watch those things for hours and just play them back. You can rewind when you wind it up. You can go forward with it. And it was just so ill, man. It's just to have a little movie. And we would have, I think we had a tent over it. We would make up like a tent, like with chairs or something like that, and watch them and pretend like we
In
were
the
in the
dark.
movies. It was in the
In the
dark.
dark.
And I think it was one of the illest things that we had growing up, man. And you know, I looked it up. I see people have it on eBay, and it's not cheap. And I don't know
Yeah.
who got that. I mean, if Dad got that for us, or how long you probably had it prior to me being born. But that
Mhm.
was one of my favorite. That's all time toy that we had in that playroom, man. I love that
Yeah.
projector.
That was epic because like you said, not everyone had something like that. And when the kids came and it was nighttime, oh my goodness, we kind of was like showing off with that. Like, look, we have a movie projector.
Yup.
Like crank, you had to crank it though. You did have
Crank it
to
up.
turn it it was silent. It was silent. They were silent
Yeah.
cartoons, so there was no sound. I don't think there was a sound.
No, it's no
No,
sound.
oh, no
No
sound.
sound.
But it was just the fact that you could put it out on the wall, project it, and it was so dope. It was so dope. So yeah, that's one of those memorable toys that you will never forget. You just can't forget that. So we were privileged to have that projector because not everyone could have it, right? Um, but then another thing we were privileged to have all the time were McDonald's Happy Meals.
Man, listen, guys, the amount of McDonald's Happy Meal toys that we collected and had was ridiculous, man. That could have filled up the playroom itself. Oh, look at that. Bust out the old classic Happy Meal box.
This was the 40-year anniversary of Happy Meals.
Oh,
This one. And so I have the box that came with it, and that has like
crazy.
a hamburger on it, like the quintessential Hot Wheels, Furby,
God.
um, Hello Kitty.
Yep.
Uh, they got some of the chicken nuggets, right?
And my favorite, that man, listen,
Already.
we could do a top 10 or a top 5 list of McDonald's toys.
Yes. Well, I
Well,
have some. Well.
oh, you about to bust it out. What you got?
Uh,
Guy.
this is the firefighter McNuggets
Oh my gosh.
right here.
I had that, man.
All right, this is the 40th anniversary of Happy Meal, and they brought back all
Mm.
these toys, and then they have the cowboy, the cow, and the hats come off.
Oh, yeah,
The
they
hats come
always
off.
did.
Yep,
It was the ill thing about the McNuggets Happy Meal toys was like they were interchangeable with the costumes, the
yep,
hats, the little
yep.
outfits that they would have. So you could always switch them up, man. It was, oh my gosh.
And then this one, I think, is a McDonald's worker.
It isn't, yup, it is. Yup.
Yeah, that's a
Yup.
McDonald's worker for you. And got some more.
See, this is good content.
Now I'm trying to remember how to open this damn thing. Okay. So
Uh,
this is
I already,
hamburger.
already know. Yup, the Transformer, it
It
transforms.
transforms. It transforms
Oh my gosh.
right here for you.
Get that out my face, buddy. Get out of here. I'm mad I don't have these things anymore, man.
I have one of these that's unopened. I have
Yeah,
one that.
I would keep that.
And you ready?
I already, Already know what it is. Yup.
This is the
The Happy Meal.
Meal that transforms. I can open it.
Oh,
Okay, why can I open it? Okay. This actually is a dinosaur.
and now, yeah, I think so. And they had the Happy Meal that transformed. You had the hamburger that transformed. I think there was a French fry container. Yeah, that's yup. Man, so ill. That's nostalgia right there, man. That is nostalgia fuel. Dang,
Yeah.
God.
And they had McDonald's car.
Car. Yup.
That was on
Actually
that
I had that in
Hot
the house
Wheels.
somewhere.
Hot Wheels.
My kids, they got it somewhere in the house somewhere.
Got it somewhere.
Yeah,
And then this one, the Furby,
the Furby.
the Furby one. I know I had the Hello Kitty one. I don't know where it is.
Okay. My Little Pony.
My Little Pony
Dope.
right here. Yep, My Little Pony.
Classic.
So those were like when that series came out for the 40th anniversary. I had to get them, all the ones I wanted, and you didn't know which ones you were getting. You just
Yep.
and
I
then
remember it was a few years back.
you got them.
I did. I did. So when they did bring them back out a few years ago, um, I was going to McDonald's restaurants just asking for the toy. I was like, listen, I was like, please, I will pay you just to get the toy. Cause they were looking at me like I was crazy. And
Yeah,
some of the workers, they're young,
they don't know.
teenagers. They weren't even alive when some of these toys
No.
were out. So they don't get it. They looked at me like I was crazy. Like, you sure? I give it to you. Some people gave it to me for free. They didn't even
Me
care.
too. Me
They
too.
didn't care. They was like, what? Well, you got these toys? A grown ass man coming in to get these McDonald's toys? Okay,
Yep.
take it. Yo, listen, hey. But some people, some workers, the older workers, they gave me a little hard time. They was like, oh, sorry, so you have to buy a Happy Meal. And one time I was like, yo, hey, I'll buy two. I was like, let me get that.
Yeah.
Got the Happy Meal,
Yep.
took the toys, gave the food to the homeless dude, and kept it
Yep.
pushing. Yeah,
Yep.
man.
That's
But
I did the same thing. Well, they down here in Maryland, they were like, "You can have it. I don't care. You want it?" I'm like, "Yeah, give me as many as you can, but don't give me duplicates." Like, 'cause on the so it
on the
came in
bag, it lets you know.
the bag had the number of what it was. So I started realizing, like I said, toy number 4 from 1988.
Yep, yep.
1988. So
Yeah.
that's when I started recognizing which ones were which. And I was like, no, I already have that one. I have that one. I don't need give me the other one. But then they started doing this thing. I know this we're bringing it back to now. They had like limited
Yeah,
edition.
the limited edition. And those were the adult boxes, the adult Happy Meal boxes.
Yeah, this was the characters
Yep.
client one. I think this one had something to do with Pharrell, if I'm not mistaken. And this
Pharrell, or
was
I think it was Travis Scott.
somebody, yeah,
Yeah,
probably
because the
Travis.
cactus, yeah, the
Yeah,
cactus
yeah.
thing. That's Travis.
And so this was like this is worth something. So that's why I kept it because
Oh, really?
yeah, it's worth something. It was a big deal to have this one. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna keep it, and I'm trying. Hopefully, my husband does not throw it out. Uh, all right, and then can I show you? I'm gonna show you something that you haven't seen before.
Okay.
I don't think you've seen it before.
All
This
right,
is from
drum roll.
this is from the 80s. It's from the 80s.
All right. Yo, God. Where'd you get that? Spencer Gifts? Mr.
Nah,
T in my pocket.
yo, I don't even know. This is Eddie. Somebody at his job left it in their desk when they left their job.
What?
Yeah, and he just was like, "I'm taking it," because he loved projecting
No.
when he was little. And so
That's
it says different phrases.
no back talk, sucker.
Don't give me no back talk, sucker. I pity the fool.
Oh my God, yo.
Good jibber jabber. Shut up, fool.
That is
Shut up, fool.
that is ultimate 80s nostalgia fuel. God.
Good concept for you right
Yeah.
there, buddies.
This is great content. This is what we need. This is what
But
we needed, man.
you're not gonna get that. You're
Dang.
not gonna get that everywhere, folks. You're not gonna get the Mr. T in your
Nuts. No, you
pocket
will not.
or the 40th anniversary Happy Meal toys.
Man.
Yeah. Yes. So
One thing, all
anyway,
right.
go ahead.
Sticking with for a second, sticking with the McDonald's Happy Meal toys, because they had so many classic ones, man. And I think me and you spoke about this other day off camera. Muppet Babies, McDonald's toys, Happy Meal toys from the 80s were like some of my all-time favorites.
Yes.
They had the Muppet Babies and the Fraggle Rock
Oh,
Happy Meal toys.
yes. Yep.
Those are classics. If they brought those back just for like our generation, it would be something, man. Like I would love that's nostalgia in itself for me. And I wish I still had
Definitely.
those toys, man. Damn.
Yeah. It does. It just gives you this kind of warm and fuzzy, like just holding these. What I don't have, which I wish I did have, was when they had the little container for the like um
For the nuggets or the Big Mac containers, the old brown containers they used to have there was one that transformed.
oh really? I
Yeah,
know they have the pancakes, hot cakes.
it was the hot cake container. My bad. Yep, you're right.
And they had a hot cake. Yeah, I don't have that. I wish I had that. But yeah, yeah. So that anyway, we could go on and on about that, but that's some nostalgia for you.
Yeah, man. Wow,
So
man.
what?
That's
So what's next? What was the
oh
next?
man. Um.
I think before we, and this may, because I know we're gonna talk about top five,
Uh-huh.
but I want to make sure this doesn't get left off the list. Pillow people.
Speak on it. The
You speak
pillow
on it.
people, man. Pillow people. I remember at Christmas. I think that was like it was one of the hottest toys to have. I think if I'm not mistaken, I gotta go do the analysis. Pillow people were exclusively at Toys R Us or no? Or am I
I
making
don't
that up?
know. I don't know.
I feel like they were exclusively you could only get them at a certain place. I think it was Toys R Us. I might be
I
wrong on that,
don't
but
know.
I remember one year, me, you, and Tony, we each got one. And I had one, I believe the one I had was the kid with the black eye. Like it was one person that had a black eye. And
Yeah.
they all had different characters and you sleep with it. It was just a plush. It was another pillow for
Yep.
you, man. I love those pillow people, man.
I love that. It was so smart. It was so cute. And it was a doll, but then it was also a pillow at the same time. So, are we going to get into top five?
Yeah, we could do top five, man. It was so many toys that we had.
What's
Number
number five?
five for me. Now, this was I was a big Ghostbusters fan growing up.
Yeah.
And I think I had almost besides the firehouse, I had almost every piece of Ghostbuster toy from Kenner, from the real Ghostbusters, the cartoon series. My number five was Ecto One, the car,
The car.
the white ambulance
Yeah.
with it had the red siren on the top. You could put one of the action figures on top. You had the proton pack you shoot with it. The doors open on the side.
Yeah.
And I got a crazy story with that toy. The crazy
Ah,
story is our mother, she
ah,
threw it out. And
right.
this is not like it was old, like I wasn't playing with it no more. Our mom, she threw it out because there was a mouse inside of Ecto 1. And
Yeah.
while we were at school or something like that, I came home, you go in the playroom, and I'm like, yo, where's Ecto 1? And she was like, oh, there's a mouse in it. I had to throw it out. And I lost it. I lost it. I was
So
crying for a long time over that, man. But that's
so
number
instead
five
of
for me.
instead of the Ghostbusters busting ghosts, they're now busting mice in the
Mice.
Ecto in the Ecto one car.
It was a mouse trap, man. It was a
It
mouse
was a
trap.
mousetrap. It was a
Yep.
mousetrap.
Yeah, man. That's
Okay.
my number five.
Yeah. Okay, that's number five. I want to say it was Easy Bake Oven. It was probably is my number five. It's my number five.
Classic.
Primarily, it had a resurgence back then in the 80s. That toy was out in the 60s or whatever. But came back out. They had like you could make cakes in there, cookies in there. They weren't very good. You could make brownies. They weren't very good because it was like a heat lamp, basically like cooking your
Yeah.
cake, the little cakes, and you had little recipes and putting together. But it was a cool, it was a cool toy to have. Another like one of those privileged toys if you were able to get one of those.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I mean at the time I loved it. I covered it. So
Yeah.
yeah, I would
Nah,
say
yo, that was ill. I,
yeah.
I remember. I remember eating that. Me and Tony, we thought it was amazing. Just eating like something like, yo, you making us cookies and little cakes. I thought that was ill, man.
That was though. Yeah. So it was dope. So that was my number five. What's your number four?
This one came out like the early '90s. This is one of the most exclusive toys. This was a heavy sought toy the year it came out. It was two toys that came out that year that's on my list that were like heavily sought out. It was a frenzy for both of them. If you got both, you were the man. I was the man. This was like I want to say I want to say it was Christmas of '92. I think so. It was '92 or '93. And
Mhm.
number four for me is 2XL, the talking
Mhm.
robot. You put
Yep.
the cassette tapes inside his chest. He had buttons. You could do trivia. You had different topics like math, science, movies, television, all types of categories. And I had a few categories on tape, and I would play with 2XL all day long. And it just spoke to my love of trivia, which I got from my grandmother who loved
Yep.
Jeopardy, and which I love Jeopardy.
Yep.
So just playing with
Me
2XL all
too.
day. Yeah, you too,
Yep.
you as well. And I was playing with that 2XL all day. It had to take the C batteries, so the batteries. Oh man, so I always had to go get batteries. Daddy would give me batteries and stuff like that. But 2XL was so dope, man. The eyes lit up red, and I used to bring it outside. With friends and neighbors on the stoop, they would play with it. It was dope, man. So 2XL is my number four.
I'm gonna say the projector was number four because I know we
Okay.
talked about it collectively, but that's a big piece of who I am in terms of just a
Yeah.
lover of movies, big movie buff, and so we had that projector, right?
Hmm.
But as I look back on my life and where I'm at now, being a filmmaker in the media, there was traces of this, the love of this all throughout my life, right? To now be able to say I'm a filmmaker is pretty cool. But it started with this projector and being able to just kind of have that ability for us to use it and have a film, in our room, in our room, watch a basically like a little drive-in movie in your room,
Yeah.
which is dope. And then, fast forward in college, I went to Temple University in Philly, but I worked at the movie theater and
Mm.
at Temple. And I started off as the box office attendant. So we would sell tickets to students, alumni, to the movies. And that was the other cool thing, right? So I get to watch movies. We had a mix of movies, old ones and then newer ones. So they would let the student theater have some of the new movies come in.
Oh
And
wow.
so I started off and The Best Man came there. And that just
Oh yeah. That's one
the
of your favorites. I already know. Yep.
Yeah, and also Spike Lee let us have He Got Game when it came
Oh
out.
wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was like a huge big event. Same thing with The Best Man. It was huge. But anyway, the point of that is I progressed from being the box office attendant to the projectionist. So
Mm.
I did both jobs and I was able to, actually feed the film through the project, like old school projector,
Oh
and
shoot. Yeah, you never told
yeah,
me any of this, man.
yeah, yep.
Ah,
So
okay.
yeah, yep. So it just speaks to a lot of this. Really speaks to what I do now and who I am today. So yeah, I'm gonna put that on there as number four.
Okay.
That's my number four.
All right. Moving along, man. Number three. Uh Number three for me is damn man. Yo, we was some spoiled kids, man. I don't know, man, but listen, I
Oh,
know for
God.
a fact, yeah, I know for a fact I was the only kid on our block in Brooklyn that had this toy. And again, this is another going back to the Ghostbusters, another Ghostbusters toy.
Yeah,
Everyone wanted to be a Ghostbuster. And of course, their number one tool that they used to bust ghosts was the
yeah,
proton pack.
yep.
I was the only kid on the block with a proton pack, man. It was a blue plastic, big tube on your back, had straps. It had a yellow hose that connected to the gun, and the gun had like a foam laser that moved. And don't cross the streams and all that stuff. But yeah, I could be outside.
That's right. That's right. Wait, did it
Basically,
shoot? Did it shoot those little foam
no,
things?
it was
No.
no, it didn't shoot anything.
Okay.
It was
Okay.
it just had the yellow foam on the end,
Okay.
to act like it was the stream that was catching ghosts, man.
Oh,
And
okay.
I love that toy, man, because we really, and we're gonna speak about this movie itself in another episode.
Oh yeah,
Ghostbusters
that's
for
of
us
course.
was like we used to reenact Ghostbusters in the house. Like Chris was always Egon because she's a smart one. And
You
I wanted to be Peter Venkman. And yo, we would act out. We would do that in the house. And then when we got that proton, I got that proton pack, man. I felt like I was the man, man. It was everything. And
wait,
I had the ghost trap too.
wait. I thought you were Ray and Tony was Peter.
Nah, he wanted
No.
to be Peter.
Oh.
He wanted to be. But yeah,
Big man.
that was my toy, man. That's number three. Yep.
Oh, yeah, those are good stories. All right. My number three is the Barbie beach house. So it was this beach
Oh wow.
house, and it had a pool in the beach house, and they also it was like it was two levels, and you could grill on the patio, and living room, a kitchen in there, bedroom, two bedrooms, and man, I love that thing, man. It had like such a like a Malibu peach, beach pink
Yeah.
aqua color theme. Like it was so quintessential 80s. It was crazy. But yeah, and then you had the Barbie that had the bathing suits on and all that stuff. So yeah, that was my number three.
Wow, man. Yeah, that Barbie Beach House was a big deal, man.
Yep.
If you had that, you were good. You were set.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yep.
we were spoiled.
Yep.
Number two
Yep.
for me. And me and Tony, we got it the same Christmas. I want to say it might have been 90 or 91. And it was like probably the biggest toy for like those 2 years. I think it came out 89 and 90. And we eventually got it, I think a year later. It was the Game Boy, the gray Game
Oh,
Boy, the classic Game
yeah.
Boy with it came with Tetris
Yep.
and, it came with headphones. And I remember us getting it for that Christmas, man. Me and Tony, we lost our minds when we got that Game Boy, man. It was so ill. That was like the hottest thing to have. And
What?
what was so ill about the Game Boy at the time, you think it back now, you look at video games as different. Back then, it came with a cord where you could hook up your Game Boy to someone else's Game Boy and you could play, two player. You could duel with someone else with Tetris. And
Yeah.
me and Tony,
Yeah.
used to
Yeah.
battle each other and we would play Tetris. And I remember going to school. We were in Catholic school and I remember I think I had to be, I was like in first grade, first or second grade, first grade or second grade. And I remember playing kids in like third or fourth with their Game Boy. And I remember beating their ass. I was beating them in Tetris with that cord. And he's like, yo, how does this little kid? Once I got that Game Boy and I was playing Tetris, you couldn't tell me nothing. I was playing it for hours and hours, ran through so many the double A batteries. It was ridiculous, man. But the Game Boy, that's my number two.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, that was
yeah.
it, man.
That's a that's a big number. That's a big number too. It is the Barbie bubblegum pink Chevy Corvette.
Get out. Nah, I know of it. That was a big deal.
Yo, if you had the pink Chevy Corvette Barbie, man, you had that was
Yeah.
important. That was important. If you had that, man, I had it. I had it. I'll never forget when we got it. It was we were talking about Star Wars. It was you weren't born yet, but
Hmm.
Corey, our Uncle Corey, he's only 6 years older than me. He was at our house. He was like spending the night for the weekend. We just finished going to see Star Wars.
Empire Strikes Back.
Yes, we went to go see that. And we were coming home from that, and I just got my Barbie Chevy Corvette,
Hmm.
and we fell asleep. Both him and I fell asleep in the car on the car ride home because he was still a kid. I was probably
Yeah.
like 4, maybe he was 10 or something.
Hmm.
And so he was sleeping in the car. I was sleeping in the car, and I remember I was laying down on the in the back seat, and I accidentally kicked his face. And when I kicked his face, I broke one of his teeth. Yeah.
Yeah, you dropping jewels today because you telling stories I've never heard in my life.
I don't know if
Proceed.
you remember, then it was a big deal. Oh my God, I got in trouble and grandma was mad and it was just like, oh my God. It wasn't on purpose. It was I was sleeping and he was sleeping and I just happened to kick him in his face and I don't know, his tooth broke. And I was like,
So wait, that was the day you got the Chevy Corvette?
yeah, and then it was almost like I could almost
Oh,
couldn't play with it because I got
yeah,
in
'cause you on
trouble.
punishment.
Yeah, man.
I
But
was yo, listen.
then they let
Before
me
you
play with it
continue,
though. They let me.
I thought I thought you were gonna say, "Yo, Uncle Corey broke my pink Corvette." I was like, and he got mad after you kicked him in the mouth. That's what I thought you was going. I was like, "Oh," but nah, that's
No,
not what happened.
no. It was a mistake. It was an accident.
Got
But
you.
I couldn't play with the toy, and I was. So mad. But then they let me play with it. They were like, "All right, it was a mistake. It was an accident."
Yeah.
So
Oh
anyway, that's a
man.
story. That's a story for you.
Yes, it is. You never told me that, man. Uncle Corey never told me about that. Wow, you
Yeah,
dropping
and
gems today, man.
I remember because he had the Wait, did I kick him in the mouth or did he kick me in the mouth? Wait a minute. No, I
Oh,
definitely kicked him in the mouth. It was
because
him.
I'm like, how you get in trouble for?
Nah, no, because yeah, it was him. Yeah, I think it was him because yeah, it was him because he had to take the salt water and yeah, gargle
Oh
it.
man.
Oh, that's what it was. His tooth came out. Anyway, go ahead. That's the story.
Wow. I don't know. Follow that up. Um, listen, number one. That's a hard act to follow, God damn. Number one
These
for me though.
memories are just coming back to me. I'm
They
sorry.
coming back, man. The nostalgia, man. Yo, listen. Yeah, man. I had changed my number one. Originally, I did have the Fisher Price projector that we spoke about. I
Mm,
scratched it off the list because I'm like, it's still one of my favorites. I guess it'll get
yeah,
an honorable mention now, but it's that's near and dear to us. But this one, number one for me, it was the same year as 2XL. And mommy and daddy, dad, he made sure one thing about our father, y'all. he made sure that we got everything that we wanted, or then, close to everything that we wanted and needed. And, in that same time, those same days, it was mornings on Christmas Day that my father, he was watch us open gifts. He'll wrap gifts all night and then go to work.
Yeah.
We would wake him up like 6 o'clock in the morning. We'd run out the room, go get our toys, open them
Yep.
up. He'll watch and then he'll head off to work. But
Yep.
he worked hard to get us these things, man. And number one on this list, again, it shares a spot with one of the number four, the 2XL. I got the same Christmas. Home Alone 2 was a big deal. It was a big movie. The number one toy that's Christmas, I believe, was the Talk Boy. It's what
Mm,
Macaulay Culkin had
yep.
when he was staying in a hotel to trick everybody to stay
Yep.
there.
Yep.
The the Talk Boy was my favorite toy, all time toy growing up. Like just going back to that era of being a kid, man. Talk Boy did it everything. Put the cassette player, you could change your voice, you could make it deep, you sound like an adult, you could make it fast, sound like a mouse. And what we did with it, me and my brother Tony, and even some of my neighbors, shouts to my neighbor Ainsworth and Byron, we would make sketches on the talk boy. Like we would manipulate the voice. We would do like fake interviews. Like we'll make up characters. I will kill to hear those cassette tapes to this day, man. I wish I still had them. But we did everything with that talk boy. I took that talk boy everywhere. I took it outside. We went to a function. I had it somewhere. I just love that toy, man. And yeah, that's my number one, man. I get emotional talking about that toy, man. That was my near and dear, man. Yep.
Yeah, that was epic. That was another like you had that. That's a big deal because the movie was big, and
Yep.
that was like one of those. If you really analyze, and this is what I was talking about before, like even between your crossing your list and my list, a
Hmm.
lot of the it's pop culture, but a lot of it is influenced by movies and
Yeah. Yeah.
those toys. Obviously, the Talk Boy was influenced by Home Alone, and then you
Yep.
have Ghostbusters. You have two
Yep.
two on your top five from the Ghostbusters movie. So, and then Barbie, obviously, movie
Hmm.
was made out of Barbie, and
Yeah.
then the projector, all of that. So, yeah, I think, it does speak to who we are and who we become, who we,
Yes.
how it's influenced us. And my number one, I think really, it makes a lot of sense now when I think of my number one, and I don't know if you were born yet for this one. I'm not sure,
Okay.
but it was they had back then, and they might still have them now. I don't know, but it's a more obviously modern version of this now. It was a book, right? It was a book, but it would play a tape of the story, and you read along to the story. And it has sound effects and all of that. And I loved it. And I had two of them. And one was Charlie Brown. And then the
Mm.
other one was E.T. And it was the E.T. movie.
I remember when you had the ET. Go ahead.
Do you
Go
remember?
ahead. Yes, I
Yeah.
do. Yes, I do.
So, okay. All right. So you remember that. Yeah. And it was just like, oh, I just love that. I love being able to read along with the book while it was telling you the story. And I just love that. And so it makes sense to this day. Like a modern version of that obviously is audiobooks. And
Yep.
um I even have like the kids audiobook versions of certain books because I just love audiobooks because of that.
Hmm.
It influenced me. And it also speaks to, what I do now, which is what published books, children's books, my love of reading. So it makes a whole lot of sense how some of these toys actually spawn, ideas for what you could be or would do or liked as you got
Yep.
older. And it influences us today. So
Yep.
that's yeah, that definitely is my top, not my number one.
Yeah, that's a strong top five. Strong top
Yours
five.
too.
B.
Yours too.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, man.
Yeah.
Um,
I think those are, it's people, people may downplay, oh, why do you like toys? Like, what's wrong with you? You're an adult. But really it create, helps with your imagination and
yes,
creating,
absolutely.
especially when you're creative and just thinking about those nostalgic memories and how it brings you back, especially for what we do now. Me and Eddie just,
Mhm.
working on children's books, and ultimately we're gonna do an animated series and
Yeah,
coloring books and like all the things that we loved as kids. I don't think it goes away, but it may just change and morph into something
something else.
else.
Yeah,
Yeah, and you can
I-
use it. You can use it. You can actually use it and make a career out of it, like in Big, and he was a kid
yeah.
that worked at a toy
Oh, And
toy
we
company.
all wanted that job. I was like, man, I want to do what Tom Hanks is doing in Big.
Right?
Yep. And I
So
watched it recently.
I get to kind of do that now. So it's
Doing
really
it,
dope.
man.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yep.
Oh man, I do have an honorable. I have a few honorable mentions. Let me just shoot off real quick. There was another toy that came out around the same time as Talk Boy and 2XL. It was a thing called Quiz Whiz. Again, me loving trivia. Quiz Whiz was like electronic thing. It came with categories, had cartridges. It had a pamphlet of, whatever the top, whether it's sports, movies, or general knowledge. And you put the chip in there and you could play with somebody that had the buttons on there to buzz in or pick the right choice.
Oh
Quiz
yeah,
Whiz. Yeah, look it
I'm gonna
up.
need to see it.
Toy
I'm gonna need to.
Biz. Yeah, Toy Biz I think made it. Yeah, Quiz Whiz came out that same year. Quiz Whiz, my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Suicide, The Batcave, Castle Grayskull, and
That
there's another
kid.
one. Yeah, yep, those are my honorable mentions. Yep, the
That kid.
Batcave. Yeah, Batcave. It folded out. It was Bruce Wayne's mansion at first, and then it folded out. Then it went to the Batcave. He can transform the Batman from his regular clothes. He spin around. It was a whole thing. He had a cell in it. It was dope. He had the computer, the Bat computer. It was dope, man. Yeah, I love that. And I folded out, and me and Power, we would use our play sets like the Ninja Turtle Suicide, the Batcave, Castle Grayskull. We'll take a comforter set and use it as a mountain, put our toys on it, and we would play for hours. And our imagination was endless, man. It was all over the place, and we played for hours, man. We didn't even touch the video game enough. We playing with our action figures and we'll go crazy, man. So yeah, those are my honorable mentions. Yep.
Like some of those. Yeah, I don't have to see those. I look forward to
Yeah.
seeing them.
Yep.
Some of those I don't remember those. Wow.
Yeah,
But
man.
yeah, I think, ultimately, like I said, especially being on the other side of like creating for children, creating stories and things for children, ultimately you will have some toys.
Hmm.
Um, it's kind of tapping into that child childlike imagination and
Right.
what sparks joy. And I think that's missing. I think we lose that sometimes as we get older
Oh yeah.
because you focus on adult stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't play with toys anymore, really,
Life
like
life be lifing.
life is life and adulting and all of that. So, but
Yep.
no, I think this is good. I love that we were able to go back in time and really, remember when
Yep.
uh have that, that trip down memory lane, and that was cool. That was cool. Well, if you enjoyed our show, please like, follow, subscribe, and share this podcast. You can also listen to my radio show, Lounging with Christina and Eddie, every Sundays from 3 to 7 on WLIT Lit 106 radio. And you can stream that on Odyssey, Autolist, Apple Music, all Amazon Echo devices. And you can follow us on social media. You got at B Mad 730 on Twitter, X, and IG. and me at the Christina Sledge on IG and at Sledge House Media. And I'll leave it to you, man.
Yeah, man. Yo, listen, we thank y'all for swinging through to the fourth floor. You know, the door is always open. Till next time, peace, love. See y'all later. Peace, family.